We just want to wish Federal the best. It's good to see him play.
I want to see him play today.
I know everyone. I like seeing Federal play, but I don't want him to cry anymore over Djokovic at this stage. Oh my God! So that's it. Coming from the Room Masters, we'll continue to monitor proceedings from there, and we will bring you the update. Let's put you into the show right now. Wherever you're watching sports this morning, we invite you to be part of the program. Don't watch. Come, let us play for the love of the game. On Twitter, our channels _sports, and on Facebook, our channels _sports. We can also read your mails right here on the show. Yes, you can send us an email to sportsthismorning@channelstv.com. I want you to let's get this conversation going. Let's make it trend. #Channels National Kids Cup. We're counting down to season 8. It will kick off on the 22nd of this month. Players, officials will arrive on the 20th in Lagos. 21st will be registration and screening. 22nd, show time. On the 27th, we'll have the final. And the guys from Edo, we visited them in Benin. They said, look, even if a new gear is not coming this time, Edo will still win the trophy. We're waiting for season 8 of the Channels National Kids Cup. Let's also get a conversation going. MPFL match day 16. Cecilia told you 20 goals scored. Rivers United, they are on fire. They won their game yesterday and they are now second on the league table. Can you imagine that same team that was struggling until the state government said ultimatum to the coach and the players, and then now the second on the league table for Giwa FC? It's still the same story. They have refused to play in Ilori. They said that's no home for them, so there was no show. Second time Giwa FC will not be honoring a league game. That's not good. We'll talk about it also on the show. Let's talk about the CAF reforms. They've said from 2017, the group phase, not 8 teams anymore, now 16. That one should get us talking. And back here in Nigeria, we don't talk so much about handball. We'll talk about handball in schools this morning on the show. And the Lagos State government, they're doing what they can to promote it, particularly players that have played handball before, including former commissioner in Lagos State, Kayode Okpeifa, and his friends. They're coming together to see ways they can revive the sport in Lagos State. We'll talk about that one. Table tennis. We'll not be talking about table tennis in Nigeria. We'll get ready for the Super League on Saturday. We'll get ready for the Nigerian Open. They've been doing so much for grassroots development, the National Under 16 League. We will be having someone that has seen it all with table tennis in Nigeria. He'll be joining us later on the program to take a look at all of these activities coming up as regards table tennis. And of course, the English Premier League. Atel Salam told you the light is still burning at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland, what a story. They don't know how to relegate. Including Sam Allardyce. And he wants to relegate. If a team is struggling, that's what Newcastle should have done. Bring Sam Allardyce and then they will not relegate. Let's talk about that using the hashtag EPL. So much to talk about, guys.
Now, I mean, that would have been a very good idea. Yeah. Other than that,
Sunderland needed him.
He's been sacked before as Newcastle.
Yes, Newcastle.
So that's why it was actually nice, you actually knowing that if I win this game, you're playing against Everton. I know Everton this season will actually work for anyway, but you're playing against a better team and all that. Just having that knowledge. Look, if I get to stay up, Newcastle goes down. I think that was what actually helped them in the game against Chelsea.
Yes, that was the turning point.
That was the turning point. Just winning 2 games. When was the last time Sunderland actually, win 2 games in a row? I mean, not just win, scoring 3 goals in each
very
of them. Convincing winning and all that. I think it's a wonderful one. Let's mention handball. Right? Talk about handball right now. Now, do you actually ask? We talked about taekwondo and everything.
Federation, they're doing nothing.
What are you guys doing? Look, give us a kind of look. We're doing something really good and all that. We are thinking of how to revive it. Since last year, there's this Lagos State Secondary School handball, competitions and all that. Yeah. So that's what they do. They started last year. They intend to be doing it every year and all that. Just like you have other championship that have been going on. We know the popular one, the table tennis tournament, being sponsored by the late. The table tennis tournament and so many other tournaments that goes on everywhere in Lagos and everything. So what they're trying to do now is secondary schools in Lagos can actually, come together and play this game. And doing that, you're actually drawing attention to the game because everyone keep asking, handball actually qualified for Olympics one time, 1968 or thereabout. I mean, no one won't talk about that now because that's long time ago.
Federation is sleeping. Nobody is working.
Well, right now they are awake.
But we like the fact that another state should jump up to follow what Lagos State is doing. Kayode Okwefa, he likes handball.
He
And
played
handball. So he's
school,
joining other guys. Say, look, we can't watch this game that we love so much to die. Same what we want other persons to do for volleyball. Put weightlifting there now, boxing. Put all of them into that mix. Let people come together and say, okay, if the federation says they're not going to do anything, let's give the media something else to talk about.
But the federation can't say they're not going to do anything.
But they should wake up. If they're not waking up, people, passion should rule people. Your passion should be loud. You can't just fold your hands and I know I took part in this one and this sport is dying. So they're taking it back to the schools.
Which is very commendable.
Fantastic,
Awesome, yeah.
Let's listen to him, and of course the board member of the Handball Federation of Nigeria was also in that event. He's also planning another one. We'll talk about that when it starts. That's going to be in June, and of course some of the students that will be participating in the tournament, they're really eager and looking forward to another one.
The championship is aimed at encouraging our secondary schools to keep playing handball, which during our own times in the 80s was the next main championship after the Principal's Cup. For this edition, we're having 42 male teams as of today and 38 female teams. In the previous edition, we had 34 female teams and 33 male teams. And it's going to be in the group stage, knockout stage follow-up, and it will start on the 16th to the 21st of May. That's from Monday till Friday. The games will be played here at the Indoor Sports Hall of the Roe Park. There are a lot of prizes for the kids. There are more valuable player, best school.
The Federation is thinking of going back to its usual calendar of all the competitions I just mentioned. I think it's now a top priority with the Federation and also a top priority even at the state level to ensure that handball regain its lost glory. And we would like to work with you, the media, to ensure that this is done. Handball needs to really move from its current state of redundancy into a stage where we are forward-looking, where we are focused, where people are actually have a plan. Because if we don't plan to succeed, we clearly plan to fail. Or if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So we're clearly looking at that and having proper discussions on how we can move handball forward. But I think the major thing is that even as a body, we need to be united first before we can achieve anything into the future.
I want my school to win in this year edition game again, because if we win, I will be so grateful that I did not come to training in vain. It was my friend that introduced handball to me, that handball is a lovely game, that if you play it, it may bring you to something in future. And I say, okay, let me try it a day. When I came here, I met a coach named Coach Shitu. So introduced the game, the rules and regulation for me. So and I dreamt a day I was sleeping. So I dreamt of it that was what I'm going to become in future. I'm going to become an handballer. So that's what I'm training for.
I want to play good handball this year, so we can try to become a first position. Last year we became a second position, but this year I want to try to become a first position.
So that's it. Isn't it lovely that we're giving Grace and Taiwo an opportunity to play handball while they're in school? That's the basics for any country that wants to develop sport. You need to go back to the schools, and that's particularly what we're doing with the Channels National Kids Cup. So well done to Lagos State, well done to Kayode Okwefa and his team for putting together this handball competition for secondary school students. We will monitor it and ensure that it meets what it should to be admirable. Okay, let's come back to the show now. Table tennis in Nigeria gets our attention. We'll be speaking to Mr. John Peters. He's an international table tennis umpire and is involved with virtually everything the Nigeria Table Tennis Federation is doing as regards developing table tennis in the country. I'll read just a bit of his profile so you understand that this man has been there, done that with table tennis. In 1972, he became a national umpire. 1980, he got international. And then in table tennis, if you get the blue badge, you become a don. He got his blue badge in 2008. Mr. John Peters loves table tennis, and we'll be talking to us as regards the Super Cup in Nigeria. We're expecting it on Saturday. The Nigerian Open that is coming up on May the 18th. Grassroots table tennis development. The ASO Table Tennis Championship just concluded, and everything table tennis in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mr. John Peters, for coming around.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here again.
I know. I look at you, dressed like the umpire. You will officiate this show for us. But tell me, what has it been like? It's been years of experience for you and table tennis. What's the story for you?
Well, I think if you have a passion for anything, you want to do it well. And that has been my story. Right back when I was in the primary school, in the early 50s, I had this special passion for table tennis. I didn't know what table tennis was at that time. We'd put some plank on the table and with a wooden bat and play some ball, and I just got interested. And I said I was going to take it up. Fortunately, when I came to Lagos, I had an employment with the then ECN, and there was a sports club in ECN. Table tennis was one of the sports organized, and I got involved. And while there, the chance to become an umpire came up because Nigeria was to host the All Africa Games in 1973. The then chairman of Nigerian Table Tennis Association, as it then was called, Dr. Funkoya, went around all the clubs in Lagos to source for who would be umpires, and I was one of them. We went for training, we went for courses, we went for examinations, and I came out tops, and I became a national umpire.
Wow, I can imagine. So, do you have any playing career to tell us about?
Well, apart from the ones I played while I was in school, I have actually not represented Nigeria playing table tennis.
Okay, you didn't think about playing professionally?
No, my standard was not high enough to...
I'm tired. You know, for the umpires, before the main one starts, they'll just spar, just take a little bit of play. I think it's 70. He turned 70 in April. And I don't know, Mr. John Peters, good to have you here, Cecilia.
Okay, now let's go back to the main one. The Super 6, the under 16 and all that. We just talked about the handball, junior competitions and all that. It's actually helped to develop more sports, so that federation will not just focus on the competitions alone. I mean, championship competitions when it had to do with only the elite athletes, but you're having the younger ones actually playing in this under 16. How much impact will this have on younger tennis players?
I tell you, it's already has started having impact. For example, when we played the under 16 some 1 month ago, 2 weeks after, some of the winners went to ASO Table Tennis Club Championships in Abuja. The girl who was number 16 in our under 16, out of 20 girls, was number 4 in ASO. She got to semi-finals in ASO.